Hello friends, welcome to our new video. Today we're going to explain a romantic drama movie, and the name of this movie is Colonia. At the beginning of this movie, we see a girl whose boyfriend is captured by the enemy army and taken to a secret place. The military puts many false charges on him and tortures him severely. After this, the girl goes to that secret place to save her boyfriend. But what she has to do in exchange for saving him is what we will see further in this video. So, let's start this movie. The movie begins in 1973. A civil war was going on in Chile at that time. The American government wanted to remove the president of Chile, Salvador, because he was a communist. However, the citizens of Chile liked Salvador very much, and that is why they gathered on the streets to protest in his support. The atmosphere in the whole country was tense, and protests and riots were happening everywhere. On the other hand, we see Lena, who is an air hostess. She had come to Chile with her cabin crew, and their next flight was scheduled for the next week. Lena was going to Santiago to meet her boyfriend. On the way, they saw a crowd of people protesting against the government. Lena spots a boy named Daniel among them, who is none other than her boyfriend. They are very happy to see each other. After this, Daniel takes Lena to his house. Lena sees many posters against the government in Daniel's room. They spend some quality time together. But one day, Daniel gets a call. He is told that the military is arresting everyone who is protesting. Daniel gets very scared hearing this and immediately leaves with Lena. Actually, Daniel had come here from Germany for a job. But when he was going to the airport, he saw military soldiers committing atrocities on citizens. Daniel secretly took their pictures because he wanted to tell the world about them. But a soldier spots them, and inevitably, they are both captured. After this, all the prisoners are taken to a stadium. Here, an unknown man was identifying everyone who was involved in the protest. Since Daniel was leading the protest, the man easily identifies him. The military arrests Daniel. All those who raised their voices against the government were locked in an ambulance and taken somewhere unknown, while the rest were released. After coming out of the stadium, Lena meets many people whose relatives were also taken by the military. Lena goes to the remaining members of the protest rally, who were hiding somewhere. She requests them to save Daniel, but it is of no use because Daniel was being taken to a place called Colonia. No one has ever returned from there. Seeing this attitude of the government, no one wanted to raise their voice anymore. So, Lena herself becomes a nun and goes to that place called Colonia. There she meets a head sister named Gisela. The sister takes Lena to the leader of this place, Paul. Seeing Lena's beauty, Paul gets attracted to her. He could not believe that Lena was still single. Lena tells him that she only wants to live for God and has nothing to do with this world. But Paul was not convinced by these words because he had evil intentions in his heart. Meanwhile, Lena was ready to do anything to get her boyfriend out of there. So, unwillingly, she has to agree to join Paul's cult. Paul gives her permission to stay there. Lena soon finds out that something is wrong with this place. Colonia looked very simple from the outside, but many dark secrets were hidden inside. But Lena only cared about her boyfriend Daniel, and she kept looking for him. On the other hand, the military was torturing Daniel brutally. They wanted the names of the other members protesting with him, but Daniel tells them nothing. He only used to make posters. They torture him so much that his brain stops working properly. After this, he is admitted to the hospital here. Lena becomes friends with a sister named Doro. She tells Lena that men, women, and children are kept separate here. Only when a special guest arrives, a mixed parade is held, and everyone can see each other, but they cannot meet. Lena asks when this mixed parade will happen again. Doro says she doesn't know, but the last parade happened 3 years ago where she met a boy named Ursel, and they were planning to marry soon later. We see Lena working as a laborer in the fields with other sisters. The head sister was monitoring everyone. Due to working continuously in the sun, Lena feels dizzy, but instead of water, she gets beaten. Meanwhile, Daniel is discharged from the hospital and brought back to Colonia. He is given different tasks, but since his mental condition was not good, he is given light work. Now he tells everyone his name is Hans. Actually, Daniel was pretending to be mentally disabled so that no one would keep an eye on him, and he could find a way to escape. Meanwhile, the head sister notices the growing friendship between Lena and Doro. She cleverly extracts information from Lena about Doro and Ursul's relationship. When night falls, the head sister wakes Doro up and takes her somewhere. Lena also secretly follows them. Some brainwashed men had gathered there, and Daniel was also among them. Doro is made to sit among them. Then Paul arrives and tells everyone that a demon has taken over Doro, which is why she is having thoughts of marriage. Everyone believes Paul because they think he has a direct connection with God. He calls Ursel to Doro, but Ursel could do nothing. After this, Doro is left with the men, who treat her very badly. Lena was watching all this from a window. A man spots Lena, but before anyone could catch her, she runs away and sleeps quietly in her room. The next day, Lena finds out from a sister that Doro is tortured so much that she is now in the hospital. Now Lena thinks of only one way to meet Daniel, and that was the men's gathering. But to go there, Lena had to do something to be taken there like Doro. She succeeds in her plan when she is caught bathing naked in a river. According to the rules, she is brought to the men's gathering to drive the demon out of her body. But Daniel is nowhere to be found. We see Daniel trying to find a way to escape. Just as they were about to do the same thing to Lena as they did to Doro, the alarm starts ringing suddenly. It turns out Daniel tried to escape and touched an electric wire, causing him to faint from the shock. The military does nothing to him because, in their eyes, Daniel was crazy. The next day, a mixed parade takes place where finally, Lena and Daniel see each other after 6 months. Lena calls him to meet in the potato shed at night because she used to peel potatoes there. While talking, Daniel finds a tunnel under the potato shed. Inside, he sees the same room where he was tortured. This was the tunnel used to torture people, about which the outside world had no idea. Apart from this, guns and poisonous gas were made inside this tunnel. Daniel takes many photos with a camera he stole from the mechanical workshop. He shows these photos to Lena. Lena gets angry seeing the photos because they got trapped here just because of photos. Daniel says they can escape through the tunnel, and they have to run today because the military is going to test poisonous gas on him. Just then, the head sister comes to peel potatoes. Daniel quickly hides in the tunnel. They didn't bring a knife, so the head sister goes to get one. Then another sister asks Lena about her boyfriend. Lena is surprised how she knows. The sister reveals she saw the photo Lena hid under the cross. She also tells Lena that the head sister is her mother. Suddenly, the head sister returns. She finds the camera with the photos Daniel just took. Before Paul could torture Lena during interrogation, Daniel comes out and claims the photos. He pretends to be crazy and says he found them in his boss's file. Lena is released. But as the head sister takes her back to her room, Lena attacks her and runs away with Daniel. Lena asks the head sister's pregnant daughter to come with them. But the alarm rings, and the whole military starts searching for them. They escape through the tunnel and reach a forest. But there were traps in the forest, and sadly, the pregnant sister dies there. Lena and Daniel somehow survive and reach the German embassy in Chile. They get new passports there. Daniel tells the officers about the illegal activities inside Colonia and shows them the photos. But there were no flights to Germany immediately. So, Lena calls her cabin crew captain, who is a good friend. He arranges seats for them. The embassy officers offer to drop them at the airport. But instead of the main entrance, they take them to a back room. When asked, the officer says it is for safety. Lena gets suspicious because she was told the flight was delayed, but she knew the flight time was approaching. Suddenly, Lena sees the officer meeting Paul secretly. She realizes the German embassy is also involved with Paul before Paul could catch them again. Both jump out of the window and run towards the airplane. The pilot spots them. They board the plane just in time. Before Paul could enter, the captain quickly closes the door. Paul didn't want Daniel and Lena to leave Chile, because if they told the world about Colonia, he would be in big trouble. He uses his influence to cancel the flight clearance. But Lena requests her friend, the captain. He takes off without permission and flies towards Germany. Thus, Lena and Daniel's lives are saved. The story of this film is based on a true event. Colonia was a prison where prisoners were illegally tortured by the Chilean police. In 40 years of history, only 5 people managed to escape from there. What happened to the rest remains unknown to this day. The leader, Paul, was eventually arrested for exploiting children. He was sentenced to 33 years and died in prison in 2010.